Well, it's such an obvious feminine quality.
I think because there are so many varying sizes that is something that society can pick on. That if everybody was the same and had the same breast size, then there wouldn't be anything to talk about.
I wasn't really insecure when I was younger. I actually developed on the much later side, so I was flat till I was 16, and I got made fun of more for being flat than when I actually got boobs later on. So I was probably more insecure at that point. In fact, as a child, I used to pray that I would not be as flat as my aunts, who were super flat, and so my aunts now tease me that I forgot to pray to stop.
I would say that I hadn't really given them much thought until December of last year. I had a prophylactic double mastectomy, and all of a sudden my focus went from ignoring them to that's all I thought about all the time. So my insecurities probably stem from that.
Definitely all the insecurities surrounding my breasts come from pregnancy and breastfeeding. I was about 4 weeks pregnant and not even showing yet, but I just woke up and got dressed and realized that my breasts looked nothing like they had before.
In junior high and high school, I became well endowed, and that was something that was a big difference between me and the other gals at school. Knowing that that was the thing that people remembered about me made me a little insecure.
You get lost in if you don't have them or if you do have them or if they're too big, because it's all about appearance. It's what people look at. It's obvious and it's easy to get caught up in.
I think it's the example that's been set for us for centuries. I mean, in magazines and TV, that seems to be the focus.
When I go to the grocery store and see all the magazines there and a woman is on the cover, they are usually focusing on the chest area. There's something about it, either it's a low-cut shirt or a shirt that's tight or necklaces that dangle between the cleavage or something.
I think that the healthiest way to view your breasts has to come from making a conscious decision not to allow those images to control your happiness.
Comparison is the root of most of this, and I think most of us compare our body shape or our body type or, how someone looks. Everyone looks different in a different outfit.
I have young daughters who, of course, I worry about their perception of what this is to teach them that they're more than their breasts, that it doesn't matter that teach them to focus on what they're good at, that they're smart, that they're athletic, that they're capable.
I hope through my experience that I can teach my daughter and others that don't be afraid of your breasts, don't ignore them. They're part of you, but yet there's something that you can focus on to take care of yourself.
It doesn't matter whether I have big breasts or I choose to chop them all off and get rid of them later in life, or it doesn't matter. I'm me.
Women don't really talk about details of what happens to their breasts very often, but I think it's a really healthy cultural habit to get into.
There was a period in time after my surgeries that I wouldn't even look at my breasts. When I would go out in public, I would cover up in scarves because I was sure everyone was looking at my breasts. I think it's probably more a self-awareness than worrying about what other people think.
They were what nurtured my babies, and that's what they're there for. That's their purpose, is to nurse babies.
At first, I really let it affect me. When I first had my babies and my milk came in and they just got ginormous, monstrously huge, I hid. I didn't go out for 3 months, and by not going out and being social, which is something I thrive on, I became really depressed. And so by the time I had my second and third and fourth and fifth baby, I didn't anymore. I just went out anyway.
To say goodbye to those breasts that I had before, it just never seemed like it wasn't worth the sacrifice. Before I had children, my breasts were a very feminine part of myself, and I think it was more of a sexual part of who I was. And then I feel like after I'm done breastfeeding all my children, their story will change too with me, and they'll just be a part of who I am.
There's something really neat about being a woman, and breasts are part of that. And while I don't always love them when I'm trying to find the perfect outfit, I do love them.
I am driven, very driven.
I'm feminine.
I am outgoing.
I'm trustworthy.
I'm creative.
And I'm a previvor.
Honest.
I'm opinionated.
Intelligent.
And I'm smart.
I dig who I am.